Most wealthy people didn't get rich loudly. No viral moments. No overnight success. No public flexing. While everyone else was chasing fast money, they were quietly buying assets, building ownership, and compounding in silence. The truth is, the loudest lifestyles are usually funded by the weakest foundations. Real wealth moves differently. It hides. It waits. And then it compounds faster than anyone expects. In this video, you'll discover 10 quiet rules the wealthy follow, rules almost no one talks about, because they're too boring for social media, but too powerful to ignore. If you've ever wondered why some people build wealth without being noticed, this is where it starts. Most people imagine wealth as something loud. Expensive cars. Social media flexing. Sudden success. But in reality, the wealth that lasts is built quietly, almost invisibly. The richest individuals rarely announce their moves. They don't chase attention. They follow rules that seem boring on the surface, but powerful over time. This is the quiet way to get rich. And these are the 10 rules the wealthy actually use. Rule 1. Wealth is built before it's seen. Real wealth is almost always invisible at the beginning. Long before success shows up in public, it is being built quietly in private. The wealthy understand something most people overlook. Income is temporary, but assets are permanent. Paychecks can stop overnight, titles can disappear, and trends can change, but ownership continues to work in the background. While most people use their early money to look successful, the wealthy use those same years to become successful. Instead of chasing appearances, they invest in skills that increase their leverage, businesses that grow without constant effort, equity that compounds, and systems that produce value over time. Their focus is not validation, but foundation. By the time wealth becomes visible, the freedom, the security, the optional lifestyle, the work has already been done. Years of disciplined reinvestment, delayed gratification, and quiet accumulation have compounded beneath the surface. What outsiders see as sudden success is usually the final result of a process that started long before anyone was paying attention. This is why real wealth rarely makes noise at the beginning, and why those who understand this rule are already ahead, long before it ever shows. Rule 2. Ownership beats income. The wealthy do not depend on salaries alone, no matter how high those salaries may be. They understand that income is limited by time, effort, and position. Ownership, on the other hand, is not. That's why their primary focus is building stakes in things that continue to generate value without their constant presence. Instead of trading hours for money, they accumulate ownership, businesses, equity, shares, intellectual property, and income-producing assets. These assets work quietly in the background, producing cash flow, appreciation, and control. Income pays bills and supports daily life, but ownership creates leverage, security, and long-term freedom. Every major wealth story eventually leads back to this principle. Founders own companies. Investors own assets. Families that stay wealthy own equity. Even high earners who become truly rich do so by converting income into ownership as fast and as efficiently as possible. This is why those who own don't need to rush or boast. Over time, ownership compounds quietly, shifting power and opportunity in their favor, until the gap between earners and owners becomes impossible to ignore. Rule 3. Expenses are treated like enemies. This doesn't mean the wealthy live cheaply or deprive themselves. It means they live with intention. Every expense is evaluated through one question: does this strengthen or weaken long-term capital? They understand that unnecessary spending doesn't just reduce money, it slows compounding, which is far more costly over time. Rather than upgrading their lifestyle with every increase in income, they prioritize protecting capital first and lifestyle second. While most people allow expenses to rise the moment they earn more, the wealthy resist this trap. They keep fixed costs under control and redirect surplus cash flow toward assets that produce returns. Over time, this discipline creates an expanding gap. The wealthy aren't winning because they earn dramatically more, they're winning because more of what they earn stays invested, working silently in the background. By treating excessive expenses as enemies of growth, they allow compounding to accelerate, turning restraint into long-term financial leverage. Rule 4. Time is more valuable than talent. Most people overestimate skill and underestimate time. The wealthy reverse this thinking. Average decisions compounded over decades outperform brilliant decisions made inconsistently. They stay invested longer, stay patient longer, and let time do the heavy lifting while others chase quick results. Rule 5. Boring strategies beat exciting ones. The quiet path to wealth is rarely exciting. Index funds, cash flow businesses, long-term holdings, and steady reinvestment aren't flashy. But they work. Wealthy individuals avoid emotional decisions and speculation. They choose predictability over excitement, and win because of it. Rule 6. Leverage is used carefully, not casually. Debt isn't avoided, it's controlled. The wealthy use leverage to acquire productive assets, not to fund consumption. They understand the risk, structure the terms carefully, and ensure cash flow covers obligations. To them, leverage is a tool, not a lifestyle. Rule 7. They separate ego from money. Ego is expensive. The wealthy don't spend to impress people who don't matter. They don't compete publicly. They don't let pride dictate financial decisions. By removing emotion from money, they avoid most mistakes that keep people poor. Rule 8. They protect capital before chasing growth. Preservation comes before expansion. Wealthy individuals think in terms of risk-adjusted returns. Losing less matters more than making more. This mindset allows them to stay in the game long enough for compounding to work its magic. Rule 9. They learn quietly and constantly. The wealthy are relentless learners, but privately. They study finance, economics, psychology, and strategy continuously. They read reports, not headlines. They focus on understanding systems, not trends. Knowledge becomes leverage, and leverage becomes wealth. Rule 10. They stay invisible longer than comfortable. This might be the most important rule. The wealthy delay gratification far longer than most people are willing to. They resist announcing success early. They stay quiet while building. By the time others notice, the foundation is unshakable. The truth is uncomfortable. There is nothing glamorous about building real wealth. It's repetitive, disciplined, calm, and slow. But that slowness is the advantage. While others rush, compare, and burn out, the quietly wealthy compound. They think in decades, not months. They focus on control, not applause. The quiet way to get rich doesn't reward impatience. It rewards consistency. And those who understand this don't just get rich, they stay rich. If this video changed the way you think about money, don't let it end here. Subscribe to the channel for more deep, no-hype insights into investing, wealth building, and the mindset behind long-term financial success. Like the video so more people can learn the quiet rules that actually work, and share it with someone who's serious about building real wealth. Because the loud path gets attention, but the quiet path gets rich.